Welcome back to the Restaurant Growth Show. In today's episode, we are thrilled to welcome back our special guest, author and hospitality veteran, Jason Brooks. Not only has he launched his book, Every Leader Needs Followers, but Jason just attended the Bar and Restaurant Expo in Las Vegas, where he immersed himself in the latest trends and innovations shaping the restaurant industry. Put your hands together for Jason Brooks. Jason, welcome back to the show. How's it going today?
Oh man, swellingly well. Amazing. Can't wait for it to stay warm. Weather keeps teeter-tottering. It's bipolar. One day it's 82, the next day it's 28. But no, it's going well though.
That's a wild temperature swing.
It doesn't know what it wants to be, but that's spring for you. Every year, same thing. I shouldn't expect anything different.
That's very true. That's very true. So, Jason, you were in Las Vegas. You were at the Bar and Restaurant Expo. What was the vibe there? What brought you there, and what was going on?
I was invited there to do one of my lead keynote sessions, which is leading with the right mindset, managing versus leading versus coaching. It helps to teach one to think through managing versus leading versus coaching. And it's not a one versus the other. It really is which one is the right thought to use at the right time to get the best outcome. So it's one of my keynote sessions. Wonderful. Was on stage first day, Bar and Restaurant Expo first. One of the largest expos that happens. I think it was 11,000 attendees. If you look at some of the pictures from that thing, it looked like they had free cheeseburgers and free lobster tails and free vodka, because they did. It's the Bar and Restaurant Expo. They have free drinks.
Vegas, they're gonna
in Las Vegas. Yes. So it's put together by Questex. They actually helped to put together this event, and they know how to kick off a party. They definitely do. Plus, again, it's in Vegas. So I was in there. I'm one of the speakers and got to roam the floor, sit in on other sessions, and really get in tune with what the industry is going through, whether it comes to bar, food, technology, tea. The world of tea was also going on at the same time. I didn't know that there were so many tea leaves on the planet. And man, they just had rooms filled with this stuff. It was amazing.
Tea is big. Tea is big. Tell me about, was there any what was the entertainment like? I feel like they would have had some dancers and some singers. Like what was going on the entertainment front?
I'm gonna be corny. You can't speak about what happens in Vegas because it stays big. No, but they actually, it really was entertaining. They had top-notch DJs. I couldn't even get to all of the after parties. I was tired. I'm from the East Coast. I'm in Charlotte. I'm flying 4 hours one way and then have to party like I'm young. I'm like, this is too much. My bunions, all of that. I can't do it. But no, yes, dancing, music, plenty of time to make connections with professionals, sipping new flavors that just blows your mind. And bar artists, I'm talking about flipping bottles back and forth. It's just an amazing expo. I hope to be invited back next year. I can't remember part of the trip. So hopefully the part that I didn't remember, I didn't do something to where I don't get invited back. But yes, just amazing.
I have a feeling you will be invited back, Jason.
Yeah,
I have a strong feeling. Man, you're making me feel some FOMO right now. I've got the fear of missing out. Las Vegas is always a good time. I haven't been able to attend this conference yet. Jose, have you been to the one in Las Vegas?
Yeah, but it happens at the same time as the pizza show, right?
That's right.
So
That's right.
It's right across one from another. So if you have a booth, then you can take turns with your coworkers, and why not? But I'm feeling a little envious because the pizza show wasn't that party like, but it makes sense. I mean, it is the bar and restaurant show. And I did go. One of the things that I really liked was that the displays of full bar with technology and new equipments and things and stuff. Like it is cool, but I didn't know that they partied more than us.
Interesting. Well, Jason, every expo has a theme they would like to get across to the attendees or try to bring out change in their industry. What was that connected theme that you saw across the entire event?
Profits, hands down, profits. It's no secret. Restaurants are getting hit from every angle. And it's not just about squeezing as much out of a dime from your customer. That's not the profits that I'm talking about. It's about getting creative with the people, with the training, with menu options. Yes, pricing, with marketing, all of the above. What was great about the expo was you could pick and choose what educational topic fit for where you were at with your business, whether you're a single unit bar owner, a multi-unit T-bar brand, 100-unit quick service franchise, but it all led back to profits and how you should rethink that business model. And I think that is something that we can't just settle for how restaurant business has been for the last 200, 300, 500, 1,000 years, back to the very first inns, bars, and eeps. Do we keep doing things that way? Does that model still work as things change, as things evolve? But I do like that the whole thread was all about how do we ensure these operations don't close their doors.
That's really exciting. I mean, look, the pandemic obviously changed everything. I'm not saying anything new there, but it's the consumer behavior that has really, really altered this industry just to the absolute core. And so we're all having to rethink the model from a vendor, from a merchant, from delivery, technology. Everything is just being upended, turned around, flipped upside down. And now we almost have to reinvent what a restaurant experience is. And I can only imagine, the input that you were able to, experience during this expo, having all those great minds there. What was the general consensus around, the model and profits?
Well, there were three main takeaways. I think that the main takeaways were: one, profitability is key. It has always been key and it will always be. But we have to think through, how do we look at our P&L differently? It's not just the P&L. It is about the operations. How do we become more nimble? The second takeaway was people development, and it's the key to moving our brands to be higher than our competitors, because we know we can train our way in or out of anything. It's just taking the time, having the patience, making the space, creating the budget in order to do that. And you really have to build up your people. You can't hire 5 these days. You have to hire 3s and build them to 4s and then get them to a 5. And that people aspect, that is something that was the second takeaway. Almost every single talk, class, session was either profits or people. Then the third takeaway was storytelling. Storytelling is the key to branding. You have branding, you have marketing, but your storytelling, getting operators, getting businesses to understand you're the only one that can tell your story. How do you do that well? How do you come across? And it's not just about always selling. It is, how do you talk about where things came from, where it's going, who you are, and then what kind of platforms do you use in order to do that? We as a industry have to learn the storytelling thing most, because we lean so much on the hospitality side. Sometimes our sales side doesn't quite come across well.
That makes a lot of sense. And that's the main thing. Like, and if go look for the story, because it's within you, it's in with your team as well, right? So now, yes, operations, sales, all of that is great, but this show is mainly about technology. So what was the newest technologies that you see? What called your attention?
You are spot on. Again, 3 things. Another spoiler alert: digitizing your menu options and remaining nimble with pricing. It's a thing. Dynamic pricing is alive. It didn't die. It's just that people keep trying to bury it. But it is a thing. It is out there. And we're not talking about raising prices 50% to increase profits. We're talking about building marketing campaigns to draw in crowds during slower periods, and then understanding market fluctuations within your region, within your area, and adjusting in real time to keep owners from closing shop. That was the first thing when it comes to technology. There was lots of tech on the floor. Second thing, all-in-one tech is popular, but the learning curve with operators in the last 2 years has been extremely steep. They are now very savvy at choosing different pieces versus going for a whole tech stack. They are now looking for what are the pieces that actually works well for me. But it was absolutely tech on tech on tech. It was prevalent on every corner of the floor. I love the fact that our industry is becoming, that our learning curve is getting steeper on that knowledge curve. They get it, and it has transformed within the last 2 years. Hopefully, if you're listening, you're not the last one, okay? Third piece is that it's not quite computer tech, but it is technology. The winner of the BRE 2024 Best Technology Product was Draft Top. I'm sure you're like, what is Draft Top Pro? Okay, Draft Top Pro. Now, this may sound crazy, but it takes any size alcoholic beer can, it locks it in, it cuts the top, smooths the edge, and then releases that can. Why is this innovative tech first? Okay, lots of people can't stand drinking out of the top of a regular can. That's why they order draft beer. But draft beer causes more dirty glasses, slower service, more water usage for cleaning, and more staff hours for the bar back. This reduces all of that and keeps the price point low for the customer while enjoying a fully open beverage that you can garnish. So any kind of beer can, drink can, it locks it in, cuts the top, and you can just drink freely. Now think about how cheap a can of beer is. Now think about the maintenance on a draft bar system, how often you have to keep those taps clean. So this Draft Top Pro, boom, 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 locks it in, you pass it right off, lime wedge goes in it, versus trying to shove a lime wedge in a beer can. That don't work. You can put salt on the rim. I mean, it's just, it saves time, it saves money, it keeps the price low for the customer, and it keeps the price low for the bar.
I was not expecting that, but hey, I was
At
not
all.
at the conference, so this is new to me. I have questions, Jason. I have questions. Well, how about okay? So we're taking a can of beer and we're smoothing out the edges mechanically so that it's easy to drink out of, just like a glass or a cup. What about waste? What I mean, I know beer cans obviously are recyclable, but that to me is just turning, increasing the level of waste. Did they address that at all?
I did not hear, but if you think about it, are we really reducing cans usage today? I don't think can usage and can recycling is the issue. Everyone talks about microparticles in water from plastics. Everyone. Don't drink bottled water from any plastic because it's killing your body. No one has ever said microparticles from aluminum because it's not a thing. So I think that there is a increased usage in cans, but cans are more easily recycled than plastic is. Most plastic that we think gets recycled, it doesn't. Let's be honest. We can put
Agreed.
a Apple key tag on a plastic bottle, put it in recycling, guaranteed it does not get recycled.
That's true. Yeah. The other one, it's much easier recycling and much more, the better return in the recycling process, what you get, right? Like 99.9, like almost nothing gets wasted. I mean,
Yeah, okay. That's interesting. And I mean, also to, further to that, the amount of water that goes into washing and rewashing dishes. I do understand that could be beneficial, but I think that there may be some environmentalists out there listening in a bit of a tizzy right now because it screams single use and it screams, landfill. I'm all for it. I think it's amazing and it sounds really, really neat. And I would love to see more of it. I'm gonna have to do a little deep dive on YouTube. That sounds really, really interesting. And so it's mechanical, it's like robotic. How does it do multiple cans all at once? Is it just single? How does that work?
It sits on your counter. It has two little legs, an arm, and a thing that locks in that beer can, pull it down. No electricity, no big footprint. It just sits right there.
Oh, okay. So it's all right. Now I'm starting to get a better idea. I'm thinking of this like mechanical plug-in, it's doing like 12 at a time. So that's really cool. That's interesting. And are you seeing that resonate with restaurant owners and operators?
I don't know yet. I mean, it did win top prize for bar and restaurant tech for the year. Again, I was like tech, but I get it because it is technology, not computer-based tech, but it won.
That's
Go figure.
technology. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
It won. So
That's interesting. All right. Well, Jason, I'm sure while you were there, you had some amazing food, some great drinks, I'm sure. Anything memorable operators should try out on their menu for 2024 and beyond?
first, mocktails are back. I mean, I had an amazing mocktail. I can't remember the table. I was on aisle 700. And I mean, the things they're doing with mocktails these days. And then for the restaurant owner and the bar owner, the price point. The price point isn't different without the alcohol. It is the exact same price point you would pay for a really fancy old fashioned, but no alcohol. And it tastes amazing. You can make it seasonal, you can make it regional, you can make it anything that you want, but mocktails are back with a passion. Second thing, my wife loves tequila. I do too. Now, I'm more of a bourbon guy. I love some Woodford, but Padre Azul, a new brand, just started in 2016. It's a guy from Austria fell in love with a woman from Mexico. They were flying back and forth, getting to know each other's culture, and came out with a new tequila. And this thing tastes amazing. It's also won several awards. Padre Azul, absolutely amazing. I tasted it now. Would I spend the $260 price tag because it's a super premium tequila? I don't know, but they let me taste it and it was amazing.
That's excellent. I think I'm going to have to go to some more, trade shows and whatnot to get some free premium liquor. Anyways, Jose, what do you got for us here?
No, just thinking of tequila. I've had the pleasure of meeting actually here in Victoria a lot of traditional and artisan tequila makers that when they come for trade with Canada and stuff like that, and I love good tequila and nothing like it. It's just can be amazing, an amazing experience. So I can only imagine. Wow.
I love a good mezcal
No,
as opposed to tequila.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
yeah.
But
My
anything
shooting
else
days
additional?
are over. My shooting days are over. I'll sip on a mezcal,
Sippy cup all day. Yes.
Oh,
and just,
good tequila should be sipped as well. No difference.
that's true.
Yeah.
That is absolutely
Yep.
true. I just, when I think of tequila, I think of, well, we're doing shots, right? So,
Spray.
those
No,
days are over.
no, those days are gone. No, but it was a really good expo. I can't wait for 2025. Of course, yes, it sounds fun. There's, cooking competitions. There's mixologists having battle of the bar. And it's just the energy is really live. You can really tell that we have come back to live events. Human beings have come back to live events, but the food, the drinks, and the technology. I mean, nearly every other corner, it was some way to help you think about how do you do your business easier? How do you put in a system that helps you have repeated, consistent, great service, consistent, great training, consistent, great profitability, the profits aspect. I'm just glad that the industry is pulling together and finding ways to help people look at the top line, the middle line, and the bottom line. That was the biggest thing.
I'm so happy to hear. I mean, this is a really challenging time post pandemic, but it really is exciting. Also challenging time because of cost and inflation and everything. But it really does sound as though the industry is coming together, like you said, and looking for answers. And we're exploring all the different avenues, from robotics to automation and software software to new training techniques like you're always talking about, Jason. That's fantastic. That's all the time we have for this episode today. Thank you so much, Jason, for joining us. Jason, now's your time to plug away. Where can people connect with you? What's your platform of choice?
Oh, hit me up. I'm on LinkedIn all of the time. Jason E. Brooks. Website, jasonebrooks.com. Check out the book, jasonebrooks.com/every leader. Every leader needs followers. Helps with 10 keys to transform restaurant managers to hospitality leaders. I'll see you soon.
Absolutely. It's a fantastic book. Read it myself. It's amazing. Very, very helpful. Speaking of plugs, this podcast is sponsored by Dine Pricing, real-time restaurant profitability. Dine Pricing uses artificial intelligence to improve restaurant profitability by dynamically updating menus across digital channels like Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Grubhub. Again, that's all the time we have for this episode. Thanks again to Jason for joining us as always. Until next week, say goodbye, Jose.
Adios, Jose.